And by the year 2020, we're going to have somewhere in the neighborhood of 310 million, okay? And 310 million in the United States. There's going to be 8 billion on the planet. And when we get to 2020, 6 billion to 8 billion are all going to be young people under the age of 25 competing with you for jobs. You're not going to be competing with other kids from Dallas. You're not going to be competing with other kids from Duncanville. You guys are going to have to compete with kids from the world. 5 years ago, the United States was 4% of the world's population. We controlled 32% of the world's economy. Today, you are 4% of the world's population, control 27% of the world's economy. And in 5 years, you're going to be 4% of the world's population, control 22% of the world's economy, and have any influence over you. Be real stinking selective who you date, who you get in the car with, what parties you go to, who you hang out with at the practice, and stop letting a bunch of losers Velcro onto you that are going to keep you from being the best athlete, the best student, and going the next level. Don't let people going nowhere talk you out of your success, your athletes, your leaders. Now, I'm nice to everybody, but just because I'm being nice to you don't mean we're going to dinner together or we're going into business together. I am real, stinking, selective about who Velcro's onto me. Now listen to me, I'm doing this for free for you. I don't do that all the time, let's be honest. Now look at me and listen. That person is here if they got focused, but if that guy or that gal hadn't worked the peanut butter, there's an energy drain on them. Because every time their cell phone goes off, they got to be checking to see who they're lying to, because they don't have character, man. Their yes ain't yes and their no ain't no. See, it takes a whole lot of energy when you don't have character. You can't even sleep good at night. You have to leave your cell phone on all the time because you got to be sure that you're managing all these relationships because you ain't doing right. That takes a lot of energy, athlete. That's a drain from your ability to play the championship game. And every time you're a police siren, you got to look over your shoulder to see if they're coming to talk to you about what you were doing last Tuesday night at the dormitory, at the apartment, or at the party. Man, I'll tell you something. You can't keep your focus on the game or on your coach or upon your team. Because you know what? You got to pay your attention to make sure they're not coming, because you got to make sure you got your story right, because you hadn't been working the peanut butter. I will tell you, that's an energy drain. And all of a sudden, that guy or that gal can't play to their capacity. Because I will tell you something, man, the peanut butter matters, character matters. And all of a sudden, that energy drain's brought them down to here. But you get out there on that field in that championship game, and let me tell you something, man. You worked on the peanut butter as hard as you worked on the chocolate and his teams. That you guys are going to work the peanut butter, work the character when it comes to your body. We say in FCA that there's one way to play, one way to go to school, one way to live your life, and that's drug-free. And that has got to include the drug of choice in Dallas, which you and I both know is alcohol. Now, I want you to listen to me. I realize when you're a senior, you feel like you're a full-grown man or woman. I understand that, okay? Problem is, and make yourself indispensable to the coach. Then at the end of the first semester, he picks up the phone, calls the El Presidente of the university and says, look, find a way to keep this girl on our campus. Find a way to keep this guy on our campus. This kid's the heart and soul of our team. She's not that great an athlete, but I'm telling you,